Welcome my dear student friends. Today I am going to explaining you the next operators in your C programming. So in the last class we have learned arithmetic operator, assignment operator and relational operator. Right. Now we are going to learning the rest operators. For this let me open here. Yes. Yes. Now you can see the next operator, that is relational operator. So already we have learned about the relational operator. Now we are moving to the logical operators. So then what is the purpose of logical operators? Here let us see the definition. Logical operator are used to combine two or more expressions. So that means we can test more than one condition. If you want to test more than one condition at that time, you have to use logical operators. Okay. For example, you will say you have passed in your PUC. Then how you say you have passed in your PUC? If you passed in only one subject, if you failed in another subject, can you treat you are passed? No. Then how we are comparing that values? So we have to compare every subject values. To combine that comparison, then we are going to be using logical operators. Okay. So that is the definition of logical operator. What is the definition of logical operators? Logical operators are used to test more than one expression. Then how to represent this logical operator? Here double ampersand symbol is there. It is called as logical AND. Okay. And here double pipe symbol is there. It is called as logical OR. And here it is exclamatory mark is there. It is called as logical NOT. Okay. Suppose here one example is given. Please observe here. This is one expression, a equal to 5 and b equal to d. This is one expression. Expression means one equation, one condition, right? This one condition and this one condition. Based on these two conditions, it evaluates the result. For example, let us consider here your marks in subject 1, subject 2. Subject 1 greater than or equal to 35, subject 2 greater than or equal to 35, then it only returns the true. And here it only returns the true. If I want to test these two conditions, then I am going to using this logical AND. So this true and true result will give as a true. Okay, these two expression will be tested with using logical AND. Okay, and in the same sense we are using the logical OR. In the same sense we are using the logical OR, and the logical OR also it works based on condition. Okay, to know more about this we have to look it over the truth table. We have to learn truth table of logical operators. Okay, now let me explain the truth table of logical operators. Okay, now let us see here expression 1, expression 2, and we are doing the operation of logical AND and logical OR. Okay, if two condition is a true in logical AND, it is a true in logical OR, it is also true. If one condition is a true and another condition is false, then result is false. In logical OR, it is a true. In false and a true, then in logical AND it is false. In logical OR, it is a true. False, false. In logical AND it is false, and in logical OR it is false. Now I will explain it briefly by taking an example of your marks only. Okay, let me see. Maybe I am considering S1. S1 is your mark. You have possessed some 85. Okay, S2 is also your mark. You have possessed some 95. Okay, S3 is your marks, and you are also you possessed some 75. Comma S4 is your marks. How many subjects you are exist? Maybe 4 to 6, right? Let me take 6 subject. Now I am treating it as a 67. Comma S5 your marks I am treating it as a 25. Okay, just for our understanding purpose, don't feel bad. S6 I am treating it as a 95. Yes. Now we want to test whether you are passed or not. If you want to pass, you have to secure minimum 35 marks in each subject, right? So to test this condition, then I am writing the equation like this. So pass equal to, for understanding purpose only, I am writing the expression as 1 greater than or equal to 35. Logical and, okay, I'm using the logical and statement. S2 greater than or equal to 35. Okay, logical and S3 greater than or equal to 35. Logical and S4 greater than or equal to 35. Logical and S5 greater than or equal to 35. S6. Totally we have taken 6 subjects, right? I'm taking S6 greater than or equal to 35. Now let us see once again the definition of logical operator. What is the definition of logical operator? To test more than one expression. Here it is one expression, and it is one expression, and it is one expression, and it is one expression. To test more than one expression, we are going to be using logical operators. Now I am using the logical AND operation. Okay, this is the example of logical AND. Logical AND, that is double ampersand symbol, right? Now let me check. We have assigned the values in subject and we have given the condition. We have to test whether you are pass or fail. Okay, now let me check what is the result it will returns. Okay, in subject 1, how many marks, how much marks have we have assigned? 85. 85 greater than or equal to 35. What is the result of this? True. If it is a true, then how we are indicating? 1. Okay, now what is the condition of S2? S2 is 95. 95 greater than or equal to 35. Condition true. Okay, let me understand first here. Let me see all the conditions. Now S3. What is the S3? 75. 75 greater than or equal to 35. True. Yes. 75 greater than or equal to 35. True. So then what is the output? 1. Now S4. 67. 67 greater than or equal to 35. True. Right. If it is true, then it will returns 1. S5. What is the value of S5? 25. 25 greater than or equal to 35? False. Okay. Yes. Now it is false. Clear? Yes. Now S6. What is the value of S6? 95. 95 greater than or equal to 35? True. If it is true, it is coming here. Yes. Then what it will returns? True. Now test the logical truth table. Okay. So I am taking these two conditions, true and true. Okay. True, true. What is the final result of this? True. Okay. Clear? Yes. Insert shape. Let me take. So based on these two expression, what I am getting? I am getting the value true. Okay. So that means true means I am getting 1. Isn't it? Yes. It is jumping. It is true. Once again I am taking these two conditions, S3 and S4. Okay, S3 and S4, true and true, then what happens? Once again it is true. Got it? Yes. I am taking this 1. Okay. I am taking once again here the two conditions that exist, S5 and S6. What is the truth table? S5 0 and 1. Sorry, here we missed this logical operator. Please observe here, we have to use the logical operator, otherwise it will get confusion. Okay, I am testing these two conditions, false, true. What will happen? The result, it is false. So obviously what you are getting the result now, you are getting the result as false. Okay, now let me place the result false. Yes, it is false. Okay, now I'm testing these two condition because of here so many logical ANDs are there, right? Of this value we get 1, and here also one logical AND operator is there. So this and this. So what it will happens, 1 and 1, true and true, I'm getting the result as true. Okay, true and true, I'm getting the result as true of these both. Okay, now I'm getting it as a 1. Now let me check. Already this and this has compared. Now this and this should be compared, right? So 1 and 0 is exists. Okay, so what is the output of true as well as false? True means 1, 0 means false. So what is the true or false in the logical AND table? It is false. Got it? So then what is the output? It is a false. Got it? Then obviously it will store the result as 0. 0 indicates you are failed. Okay, so likewise truth table will be executed in this scenario. Now you understand where we are going to be using this logical AND operator. Suppose if I want to do the logical OR operation for this, okay, for the same condition, if I want to test whether you are pass or fail by using logical OR operator, now I am doing some modification. Now I am taking logical OR, copying and pasting. It is a logical OR. Now it is a pipe symbol. It is the pipe symbol, right? Now I'm taking the condition as the same thing. This is to fail. What we have to do? We have to identify whether it is a fail or pass. Okay, fail. I'm taking the condition as fail. Instead of greater than, what I'm doing? I'm doing less than. Instead of greater than, I'm making it as a less than. Okay, I'm taking the same example. If you are doing the logical OR expressions, I am using just a little modification. It is according to evaluation. Here what I have to do? I have to use the logical OR. Okay, clear? Yes, I'm copying and pasting wherever logical OR is required, just for your understanding purpose. Now let me understand. Yes, now let me check here. Please observe here the truth table. If the both the condition are true, then the result is true in logical AND. Okay, in rest cases it is false. Got it? If the two condition is false, then only the false in your logical OR. In the rest condition it is true. Okay, now come here. So I am taking the same values. We know whether it is a fail or pass, right? Okay, now you know what is the value. S1 is replaced with 85, 85 less than 35. Whether it is a true, false. 85 less than or equal to 35. Whether it is a true, false. If it is false means how we are representing 0. Okay, S2, what is the value of S2? 95. If it is a 95, 95 less than or equal to 35, false. Then once again S3, what is the S3? 75, 75 less than or equal to 35, false. Next S4, less than or equal to 35. Whether S4, 67, 67 less than or equal to 35, 67 less than or equal to 35, false. Okay, next I'm coming here, S5, what is the value? S5, 25 less than or equal to 35. Condition true or false? True. If it is true, then how we are representing 1. Okay, now I'm coming here, S6, what is the value? 95, 95 less than or equal to 35. Condition false. So according to these two expressions, once again we are testing the logical OR. False, false, then what is the result? False. Okay, and these two condition, it is the result is, these two condition, the result is false. Okay, yes, this and this. And now I am testing this condition, true, false, then what is the result? True. True, false, then result is true. Now we have to test once again this, false, false, we are getting it as a false. false false, in the logical OR is false. Okay, false and true, then what happens? False or true, then the final result is true. This is the case in logical OR. Okay, that is the truth table of your logical OR. False, true, true. So obviously it indicates you are failed, right? Clear? And in the logical NOT, we are having only one expression. If the expression is true, then the result is false. If the expression is false, then the result is true. Okay, then how we are symbolically representing? Please observe, within the bracket true, not true means result is false, not false, result is true. For understanding this more, let me see here. A is equal to 5, B is equal to 6, C is equal to 7. Now I am testing this condition. A greater than B. Now what is the value of A? 5. What is the value of B? 6. 5 greater than 6. What is the result? False. Okay. Not false means final result I am getting as true. Not B less than or equal to C I am taking. First, let us see this expression. What is the equation we are given? B less than 6. What is the B value? 6. 6 less than 7. Condition is it true? Yes, true. Not true in the sense, what is the final output I am getting? False. Okay. In the logical NOT, it consists of only one expression. And now I am moving this sample example. Okay. Hash include stdio.h, hash include conio.h, void main function. I am taking in number 1 is equal to 2, number 2 is equal to 5. You are clear the screen, you are displaying %d directly in processing, and I am displaying the output. Okay, what does it is? In output itself only you are processing and displaying the result. You are doing the logical AND operation. Now what is the value of number 1? 2. What is the value of number 2? 5. 2 and 5. 2 in the sense it is a true, 5 in the sense it is a true, because it consists of some values, right? True and true, then it will returns true. Okay, and now I am doing the same values, I am doing the logical OR operation, then what I am getting? Here it is also true and true. What you are going to be getting? You are getting as a true only. Let me check whether this will work or not. I am copying and I am going to opening the notepad. Okay, and I am pasting. Now let me check. This is an error. Please observe here, this is not right one. I am removing this because otherwise it will give an error. Okay, let me have. I am saving this file. Where to save? We have to open our C drive. In the C drive we have to see whether it is a turbo C4, turbo C3 or turbo TC. Okay, TC folder is exist. You have to open it and open the bin folder. In the bin folder, wait, here it consists of turbo C++. No, it is not there. It is a bin folder. In the bin folder you have to save it as a, I am giving it as a sample, right? No, it is a logic.c. I am storing it as a C. Okay, so already I know it is an error. Please observe here, this is not a right double quotation, this is the right double quotation in notepad. Okay, yes, I have saved. Now I am moving to the editor. Let us go to the editor. So this is your turbo C++ editor. I am opening that. I am starting the turbo C++. It is opening. Yes. Now I am closing all the sample programs. Now I want to open my program. What is my program name? Logic.c. Whether this is my program? Yes. If you see here, you are identifying the errors, right? Got it? Yes. So this is because of inappropriate double quotation. If I made correct, then it will clarify. It is rectifying. Yes. Now it is double quotation. Now once again, what we have to do, if you do modification, you have to save. So here the documentation section is not there, but I am giving for our understanding purpose. This is sample program of logical operator. Yes. What is this? Already you are familiar. Every C program starts with main function. So this is a single line comment. This is the starting point, right? Starting of the main function. Every line is there. It is only for I am giving for our understanding purpose. And what does it is called? This is variable initialization. And what is the purpose of clear screen? It clears the screen. Okay. And what is here doing? Output function. Printf is output function, and in this only we are processing and display. In this only process and display. Okay. And next is also similar. I don't want to do that. And get ch, as you know what is the purpose of get ch. If we use this get ch, we need not to type, we need not to press alt plus F5 key, F5 to view the result. Okay. Now after modification I am saving. Press the F2 key, function key F2, compile, alt F9. Is there any error? No error. Now I am running my program. If you run, you are getting a 1 1. Why it is 1 1? Please observe here. What is the value of number 1? 2. What is the value of number 2? 5. So 2 and 5 it exists some values, right? It is not as a 0. So that is why it is returning 1. Here also true. Here also it is a true. True in the logical or also it returns true. Okay. So that is your program. Hope you understand this concept. If you have any doubts, please put questions to me in WhatsApp. I will clarify you. Now let us go to the conditional operator. This conditional operator is also called as a ternary operator. This operator's concept is very important. It will be asked for 2 marks as well as 6 marks. So this conditional operator is also one of a important operator. This conditional operator is also called as a ternary operator. Why it is called as a ternary operator means it consists of 3 parts. The first part is the expression in the sense any valid mathematical equation. Based on that condition it will evaluates. Okay. Please observe here the syntax. Here we have given the syntax. If the expression 1 is true, then it will be execute expression 2. If the expression 1 is false, then it will execute after the followed by colon statement. Means it will store expression 3. It will execute expression 3. This is the syntax. That is why it is called as ternary operator. It consists of 3 expressions. That expression is depends upon based on first expression condition. If the expression 1 is true, it will execute the question mark followed by the statement. This is called as actually statement. Okay. If expression 1 is false, it will execute colon followed by the statement. Okay. Let me see a sample program here. We have taken hash include stdio.h, hash include conio.h, main function. Here it is a sample program. Int a comma b is equal to 3, and in a we are assigning the value as 5. Now I want to check which one is a less than. Okay. In that printf we are doing printf a is less than b. Now let me explain this sample program. For example, I am taking one example. Okay. For understanding purpose, I am taking one example. I am treating a is equal to 10, comma b is equal to 20, and c a b c I am declared. Now I am writing one condition: c is equal to a greater than b question mark. This is the ternary operator. Okay. If a greater than b, it has to write a or colon. Colon stands for else. Okay. B. Now tell me that 10 greater than 20. Whether 10 greater than 20, condition is false, right? If the condition is a false, then it will take the value of b. It will take the value of b. Okay, just a minute. If the condition is false, then what it will take, sir? It takes the value of b. Why? Because the condition is false. Okay, why it is taking b? Because the condition is false. Suppose if I make, so that is why it will execute colon afterwards statement. If the condition is true, a less than b, suppose I am changing the condition. Now you tell me, I am taking one more condition d. Okay, one more variable d, c comma d. D is equal to, please observe here I have declared small a. Whenever doing also you have to take this simple notice. Now I am writing a less than b question mark a colon b. Okay, now let me check what is the a value. 10 less than b, condition true. If condition is true, what it will store? A will be stored in d. Got it? So we are having the same program, but here it is missed. I'm taking it as a C. Okay, otherwise we will get confusion. Now I'm writing here C. Int a comma b is equal to 3, c is equal to 5. Okay, clear screen. A is equal to 5. You are displaying one statement. A is less than b. You are displaying one output statement. You are displaying whether a is less than b. Okay, you are now processing the statement. C is equal to a less than b question mark printf s or else no. Let me copy this program which explains your ternary operator. I am going to open your notepad, taking the new file, I am pasting, and I am saving this file. Whether it is a true, yes, here it is a giving error. Okay, please make a note. Let me explain. This is a save. I'm saving ter.c. So where we have to save? In your C drive, either turbo C4 or turbo C3 or TC folder will exist. In this bin folder, you have to save with .c extension. Afterwards, you just minimize it and go to open your editor and start turbo C++ editor. Now I am opening my file. What is the name of a file? tar.c. Yes, if you see here, what is the mistake here you are identifying, right? So this is because double quotation is inappropriate. If the double quotation is proper, then we do not have any problem. Yes, now let me check. Okay, afterwards we have to display the, already we are displaying, right? It is no. Okay, now let me see. Hash include stdio.h, hash include conio.h, void main function. Afterwards you have declared a b variable, a b and c. Clear screen. A is equal to 5. Now we are displaying one output statement. A is less than b question mark. Whether a is less than b, here also you have to clearly mention. We have taken a small a and a small b, so I am clearly mentioning that a b. Okay, so let me check. I am writing the condition a less than b. So what is the value? 5. What is the b value? 3. 5 less than 3. If 5 less than 3, if condition is true, whether condition is true, false. So immediately which statement will execute? Printf no. Where it will store? It will store in your C. Got it? Clear? Yes. Understood? Suppose, let me explain once again. I'm compiling and I'm checking that error. What is that error? C is assigned a value. It is never used. It is a warning. Okay, it is a warning. For this, what you have to do is you have to use printf C. Directly you just give C. Let me check what it will happen. I'm saving. Let me compile. Maybe you are getting one more error, right? Why? Because it doesn't have any format. So here we don't want to do anything. Let it be, because it is a warning. You can skip the warning. Okay, I'm compiling. Warnings you can skip, and I'm running. If you run a is less than b, no. Why? Because a value is greater than, right? Suppose if I make a value is greater than b, here you have to check. A is less than b, no, right? I want to make it as a is greater than b, yes. Now check it. 5 greater than 3, condition true. If condition is true, question mark followed by the statement will be stop, right? I'm saving, and I'm compiling, and I'm running. Now a is greater than b, yes. Why? Because 5 is greater than 3, that is the condition. Suppose if you want to do a value, please observe here, I'm going to storing instead of s, what I'm doing is I will store, if a greater than b, a colon b. Okay, now what it will store? It will store in c as a. Now which value we have to display? C value. Printf c equal to %d. Why? It is an integer value. Okay, I'm displaying the c. Okay, now I'm saving, compiling. I'm getting one error. What is a mistake? Yes, can anybody say? Here if you see here, every statement should terminate with semicolon. I have terminated, and I'm compiling, and I'm running. Now a is greater than b. Whether a is greater than b? Yes. If it is yes, which value I am storing? In c, it is storing as a value, that is a value is 5. Okay, suppose if I make a less than b, then which value it will come? Okay, no. I'm saving, compiling, and running. It is getting 3. Why? Because a less than b is false. If it is a false, it will be executed colon followed by the statement. Okay, so that is your ternary operator. And the next our operator is increment and decrement operator. So this C provides 2 operator increment and 2 operator decrement. Here we are having increment and decrement operator in 2 flavors. It will increment the value by 1, or it will be decrement the value by 1. It will come in 2 flavors. So here I plus plus indicates post increment. Okay, it is post increment. Here I minus minus means post decrement. So let me explain a simple example. You are familiar with your mobile, you are using the recharge vouchers, right? So which recharge you are using, whether prepaid or postpaid? What do you mean by pre, what do you mean by post? Okay, if you are using the prepaid means first you have to add the currency and you have to count. Okay, pre means first operation, first increment, next operation. Okay, the post increment means first it is an operation, next it is increment. First you have to call, next you have to pay. Got it? So I plus plus indicates post increment, I minus minus indicates post decrement. Okay, plus plus I indicates pre increment, minus minus I indicates pre decrement. Clear? Yes. For example, I am taking I is equal to 10, a is equal to I plus plus. Then what will happen? What does it mean? I plus plus. Which operator it is? Pre or post? Post increment, right? Post increment means it will store first. What is the a value now? 10 only. Got it? Afterwards it will be incremented. After storing that value it will be incremented, right? Now if you display I value and a value, let me check what we will get. Okay, I'm copying this program for your understanding purpose, I'm taking a new program. I'm pasting here. Okay, I'm pasting here. Let it be, and I'm saving as save as inc.c. Okay, now here the variable declaration has not done. Now I'm defining int I is equal to 10, a is equal to I plus plus. So it is also mistake, as we know it is not a double quotation. I'm modifying here. Okay, now double quotation comma, and here afterwards you have to give the clear screen cl or scl. Okay, yes, now save it, open your editor. I'm opening here. Yes, close it, minimize it, and open your editor. Start Turbo C++. Now open that your file is f3. Sorry, what is our file name? Inc.c. Whether it is our program? Yes. Now let me compile. Is there any error? Yes, it consists of one error. Let me check what is that error. Undefined symbol a. Whether we have declared a? No, right? So then what we have to do here? Please observe here. I have not declared a variable, right? So we have to declare a comma, and I'm saving, compiling, and running. If I run, I am getting I is equal to 11, a is equal to 10. Why? Which operator it is? It is a post increment. Okay, in post increment, what is the operation? First operation, next increment. Okay, what is the operation first? It is assigning the value in a, and next it will be incremented. Okay, so that is your program. Now I am moving to another program. Let me check here. Here I am doing the same thing. Now I am modifying. Now I am taking it as a pre-increment. Okay, so let me copy this and see the output. Instead of that, I am modifying here only. For this, I am making a comma b. Okay, after this I am doing the process b is equal to plus plus I. Please observe here. Now listen carefully. What is the after the incrementation of I value? How much we are getting? 11. Now it is consist of 11, right? If I display the I value and the b value, what the output we are getting? So I is equal to percentage d. What is I value? First increment. If it is increment, then 11 plus plus means 12. Here the value already exists 11. 11 plus plus means 12. 12 will be stored in b, and we are displaying the b value. You are displaying the b value and you are printing the b value. Then you are getting it is I value is 12 and b value is also 12. Okay, let me check. I'm modified. I'm coming here and I'm pressing, and I'm once again saving. Yes, I'm opening once again my file. Okay, because I modified, right? Inc.c. Yes, not we didn't got where it has went. Let me wait. inc.c. Let me save this file as inc.c1.c. inc.c1.c. Okay, I'm coming my editor. Alt enter for the full screen. I'm opening once again my file inc.c1.c. Yes, this is our file, right? Now please observe here. I is equal to 10, a is equal to a comma b. We have declared in a I plus plus. This is post increment. The post increment, first it performs the operation, next increment. In post increment, first operation and next increment. Okay, then what about the pre-increment? That means in a we are storing that first operation. What is the first operation we are storing? In I, it consists of 10. 10 will be stored in A. Now I will be displayed, then I will be displayed as 11 because it is incremented, right? Here A is displayed as 10. Okay, now it is plus plus I, it is pre-increment, it is pre-increment, first increment and the next operation. Okay, what is the first, what is the I value we have got here? 11. 11 plus plus 12. So first incrementation is happens, next it will store. If I display the I value, we are getting the 12 and B value is also 12. Okay, now I am saving this file, compile and execute. Clear? So this is an your increment and decrement operator. In the same sense we can do for decrement and pre-decrement and post-decrement. For this I am copying. Now I will write C is equal to I minus minus. So if I minus minus means which operator it is? Post decrement, right? Post decrement means what is the first, what does it will do first? It will first stores and next decrement. Okay, now let me copy this, edit, copy, and I'm pasting here, edit and paste, right? I'm displaying the I value and I'm displaying the C value. Now tell me what is the output. Please observe here, what is the new value of I? 12. So post decrement, first in C what it will store? 12. What does the I value now? 12 minus minus 11. I value will be displayed as 11 and C value as 12. Okay, let me check. I'm saving and compiling. It consists of two errors, declaration syntax. Yes, why? See here I have given the white space. We should not violate the rules. Okay, if we violate the rules, then we are getting the same problem. Now if you see here, I is equal to 11, C is equal to 12. Why? It is post decrement. Post decrement means first operation, next decrement. Now I'm copying the same thing and I'm pasting here. I will do it for let me do it as D. Now what is the new value? I am decrementing, I am using pre-decrement. Okay, it is pre-decrement. What does the pre-decrement means? First decrement, next operation. So what is the new value of I? Here we got, here the I value is 11. 11 minus minus 10, right? First it will decrement and it will store. So here the 11 is exist, that 11 will become 10 and in D it will store 10. Okay, it will store 10 and it will display 10. Now I am saving, I am compiling and I am running. If I run, I value is also 10 and C value also 10. Okay,